Chapter 2 Resultant of System of Coplanar Forces. Resultant force, it is a single force or a single couple or a single force and couple which can replace the given force system. Composition of forces. The process of finding the resultant of forces is called composition of forces. Equilibrant, it is a force which is equal in magnitude, opposite in direction and collinear to that of resultant force. It brings the system to equilibrium. Resultant of concurrent force system using method of resolution. Procedure. Step 1, find resultant in x direction is equals to summation of forces in x direction. Step 2, find resultant in y direction which is equals to summation of forces in y direction. Resolve all the forces along the vertical y axis and take the algebraic sum of force components considering proper sign convention: upward positive, downward negative. Step 3, find R, magnitude of resultant force R is equals to square root of summation of forces in x का whole square plus summation of forces in y का whole square. Step 4, find theta. Tan theta is equals to mod summation fy by summation fx. Theta is equals to tan inverse fy by fx. Theta is the inclination of the line of action of resultant force with horizontal x-axis. Note, use only positive values of summation fx and summation fy for finding theta with horizontal x-axis, so the value of theta will be always acute angle. Step 5, position of resultant. First quadrant, summation of forces in x positive and summation of forces in y positive. Second quadrant, summation of forces in x negative and summation of forces in y positive. Third quadrant, summation of forces in x negative and summation of forces in y negative. Fourth quadrant, summation of forces in x positive and summation of forces in y negative. Note, if resultant is horizontal, summation of forces in x is equals to resultant and summation of forces in y is equals to 0. If resultant is vertical, summation of forces in y is equals to resultant and summation of forces in x is equals to 0. If resultant is 0, summation of forces in x is 0 and summation of forces in y is equals to 0. Varignon's theorem. It states that the moment of resultant of all the forces in a plane about any point is equal to the algebraic sum of moments of all the forces about the same point. In this diagram, D is equals to perpendicular distance from the point A to the line of action of R. For diagram, P and Q are the resolved components of force R. Ry is equals to Py plus Qy. R is the resultant of P and Q. Ry is equals to R sin theta, Py is equals to P sin theta 1 and Qy is equals to Q sin theta 2. R sin theta is equals to P sin theta 1 plus Q sin theta 2. Multiplying both sides by length OA. R into OA sin theta is equals to P into OA sin theta 1 plus Q into OA sin theta 2. But OA sin theta is equals to D. OA sin theta 1 is equals to D1. OA sin theta 2 is equals to D2. Therefore, R into D is equals to P into D1 plus Q into D2. Here OA sin theta is equals to D, OA sin theta 1 is equals to D1 and OA sin theta 2 is equals to D2. Resultant of parallel force system. Procedure. Step 1, find resultant R is equals to summation F. Take the algebraic sum of all the parallel forces considering proper sign convention: upward positive and downward negative. Find summation of moment about O. Take the algebraic sum of moment of forces about a point, say O, considering proper sign convention: upward positive, anti-clockwise positive and clockwise negative. Step 3, apply Varignon's theorem. Summation of moment about O is equals to R into D, where D is the perpendicular distance between line of action of R and reference point O. Step 4, position of resultant with respect to point O. Summation of forces upward and summation of moment about O is positive, which means anti-clockwise direction. Summation of forces downward and summation of moment about O anti-clockwise. Summation of forces upward and summation of moment about O clockwise, summation of forces downward, and summation of moment about O clockwise. Note: resultant of parallel force system may be only a single resultant force R. Translational motion, only a single resultant couple M. Rotational motion, both a single resultant force R and a single resultant couple M. Translational and rotational together. Resultant of general force system. Procedure: step 1, find summation of forces in x direction. Resolve all the forces along the horizontal x-axis and take the algebraic sum of force component considering proper sign convention. Right में positive and left में negative. Step 2, find summation of forces in y direction. Step 3, find r magnitude of resultant is given by r is equals to square root summation of forces in x का whole square plus summation of forces in y का whole square. Step 4, find theta. Tan theta is equals to mod summation fy by summation fx. Theta is equals to tan inverse summation fy by fx. Step 5, summation of moment about O. Take the algebraic sum of moment of force about a point say O considering proper sign convention, clockwise negative, anti-clockwise positive. Step 6, applying Varignon's theorem. Summation of moment about O is equals to R into D, or summation of moment about O is equals to summation of forces in Y into X, where X is the distance between point O and the intersection of line of action of resultant R with x-axis, or summation of moment about O is equals to summation of forces in x into y. Step 7, position of resultant with respect to point O. केस 1 में summation of forces in x right में act कर रहा है. Summation of forces in y upward. Summation of moment about O एंटी क्लॉकवाइज. सेकेंड केस में summation of forces in x right में, summation of forces in y upward, and summation of moment about O clockwise. थर्ड केस में summation of force in x लेफ्ट में एक्ट कर रहा है. Summation of forces in y upward. Summation of moment about O एंटी क्लॉकवाइज. फोर्थ केस में summation of forces in x लेफ्ट में एक्ट कर रहा है. Summation of forces in y upward एक्ट कर रहा है. Summation of moment about O clockwise. फिफ्थ केस में summation of forces in x लेफ्ट में एक्ट कर रहा है. Summation of forces in y डाउनवर्ड एक्ट कर रहा है. Summation of moment about O एंटी क्लॉकवाइज एक्ट कर रहा है. सिक्स्थ केस में summation of forces in x लेफ्ट में एक्ट कर रहा है. Summation of forces in y डाउनवर्ड एक्ट कर रहा है. Summation of moment about O क्लॉकवाइज एक्ट कर रहा है. सेवन्थ केस में summation of forces in x राइट में एक्ट कर रहा है. Summation of forces in y डाउनवर्ड एक्ट कर रहा है. Summation of moment about O एंटी क्लॉकवाइज एक्ट कर रहा है. एट्थ केस में summation of forces in x राइट में एक्ट कर रहा है. Summation of forces in y डाउनवर्ड एक्ट कर रहा है. एंड summation of moment about O क्लॉकवाइज एक्ट कर रहा है.